Okay, for question number 37, let's read down the question first. It says that a building contractor undertakes a job to construct four flats on a plot along with parking area, and due to strike, the probability of many construction workers not being present for the job is 0.65, and the probability that many are not present and still the work gets completed on time is 0.35. Okay, so workers not present for the job probability is 0.65, and the workers are not present, and even then the work gets completed. Probability of that is 0.35. Now, the probability that work will be completed on time when all the workers are present is 0.80. Okay, now it's given that let even represent the event when many workers were not present for the job, and that means the workers not present for the job, that is the even. So let's write down what is given to us. So probability of even, that is the workers not present on the job, is this is 0.65. Okay, now the probability that, let's read out the second one. E2 represent the even when all the workers are present. So E2 is the probability that when all the workers are present, and that would be 1 minus probability of E1, because E1 means, even it's given that it's the even when many workers were not present, and E2 is the even when all the workers were present. So probability of E2 is 1 minus uh, 0.65, which is equal to 0.35. Okay. And that is what is asked in the question. What is the probability that all the workers were present for the job? So we have got our first part. Okay, now let's read out it further. E represent completing the construction work on time. And the probability that construction work will be completed on time when all the workers are present is 0.80. So E is the probability. So E is the event. So E is the event that construction work is completed on time. So E is the event for construction work that is completed on time. All right. So what is the probability that all the workers are present for the job? So all the workers are present for the job is probability of E2. And what is the probability that the construction work will be completed on time? So we have to find out the probability of, this is the second one, probability that the construction work is completed on time. So now the construction work is completed in two times, when all the workers are present and when all the workers are not present. So when all the workers are present, many workers were not present is E1. So probability that construction work is completed is when all the workers are not present, and the construction work is completed when all the workers are not present. So the construction work is completed in two cases: when all the workers are not present, and this is when the construction work, when all the workers are not present and the construction work is completed. Okay, second case was when all the workers were present. So that is probability of E2. And now construction work is completed when all the workers are present. So this is how the construction work is completed. Now probability of E1 is, this is 0.65. Now probability that all the workers are not present is 0.65, and probability that construction work is completed when all the workers are not present. So probability that construction work is completed on time when all the workers are not present and still the work gets completed is 0.35. So this one is 0.35. Now, because probability that all the workers are present is 0.35, and construction work is completed when all the workers are present. So construction work is completed when all the workers are present is 0.80. So this is 0.80. All right. So let's try to simplify this. So 0.65 into 0.35. So 0.65 into 0.35 is equal to, this is 0.2275. So 0.2275 plus this is 0.35 into 0.80. So 0.35 into 0.80 is equal to zero point 0.2. So this is 0.28, which is equal to, so we have to add 0.2275 in 0.28, which gives me 0.5075. So this is equal to 0.5075, and if we round it out to two decimal places, this will be 0.51. Okay, now third one, what is the probability that many workers were not present and given that construction work is completed on time? So what we have to find out here is that we have to find the probability when, so what is given is the construction work is completed on time is given. So that means this is the condition. Construction work is completed on time and many workers are not present. Many workers are not present is even. So we have to find E1 by E. So this is the probability that we have to find out E1 by E. Okay. So E1 by E, this is probability of E1, E1 into probability of construction work is completed when all the workers are not present upon, let's, so this is E by E1 plus. The second event was when all the workers are present. And what is the probability that construction work is completed when all the workers are present? Okay, so probability of E, this is 0.2275. So this is 0.2275 divided by point probability of E1 into probability of E by E1. This is 1 again, 0.2275 plus probability of E2 into probability of E by E2 is 0.28. So this is 0.28. Okay, 0.2275 upon, if I add them, this comes up 0.5075. And if I divide them, this is 2275 divided by 5075. And yeah, if I 2275, okay, 2275, that has to be divided by 5075, which is equal to 0.448. So this comes out to be 0.448, and up to two decimal places, this should be 0.45. Okay, now the OR part, the third B part. What is the probability that all the workers were present that the construction job was completed on time? So construction job was completed on time and all the workers were present is probability E2. So this is what we have to find out. Okay, probability of E2 by E, and that is probability of E2 into probability of E by E2 upon probability of E1 into probability of E by E1 plus probability of E2 into probability of E by E2. Okay, let's write down this. So probability of E2 into this is 0.28, and we have already added this. This is 0.5075, so 0.5075 which gives me this is now so probability of E2 into probability of E by E2 is 0.28 and okay. So let's simplify this. This is 0.35 into zero point 0.8, which is 0.28. And I can write this one as 0.51. So this gives me 28 divided by 51. So 28 divided by 51 gives me 0.54. So this is 0.54. So 0.549 is the answer, and if you round off, this will be 0.55. So 0.55 is the probability.